Okay, so today I want to go over the easiest diet to lose weight. Let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, I am going to say this is 100% my own personal opinion, but out of all of the cuts I've done throughout my life, this one that I just did was by far the easiest for me. So what is the diet? It's actually just a whole foods diet. It's not like, you don't gotta do keto, you don't gotta do a lot of stuff. It's just eating good whole foods. So just to give you guys some examples of what whole foods are, I got a list from ChatGPT of like items because I didn't want to just name the foods that I ate. I will tell you what I ate, but I was like, I ate a lot of the same things. I just wanted to give you guys some more options. So for lean meats, it's had chicken breast, turkey, lean beef, bison, some other, these are all protein sources I'm starting with. So you could have like salmon, cod, tuna, eggs and egg whites, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, tempeh. I don't know, I'll put that word up on the screen. I have no clue what that is. Tofu, lentils and beans, and then protein powders. And you want to get like one with minimal additives because you don't want it to be very processed, because one, the more processed it is, the more calories it's going to have. And that's kind of going to be like a theme for this. One of the reasons a whole foods diet like this is so much easier to lose weight is because most of those foods are just lower in calories because they're not as processed. A lot of times when you process those foods, you're adding things in. When you add something to it, odds are you're gonna add calories. It's pretty simple. So now those were the protein sources. Now for some healthy fats, you have avocados, nuts, seeds. The examples are chia seeds, flax seeds, and sunflower seeds. Extra virgin olive oil and fatty fishes. Oh, for healthy fats, yeah. So like salmon and sardines are the examples it gives. For carbs, you're gonna do, I'm not gonna list them all, but veggies, fruits, whole grains, certain starchy carbs like, what does it have there? Sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, squash, and plantains, and then some legumes, which if you don't know what those are, it's like chickpeas, kidney beans, black beans, things like that. And then if you're looking for something to drink, water, herbal teas, black coffee, coconut water. So just to give you an idea, if you're like, I wonder, can I eat that on a whole foods diet? How do you figure it out? Here's the easiest way to do it. Think about if there is an ingredient label. If you think about everything I just named, there's not an ingredient label on chicken or broccoli or whatever it is, apples, berries, like there's no ingredient label. It's just a strawberry. It's just a piece of chicken. Like that's it. So if you just try and eat foods that have ingredient labels that are like very short, the odds are that's gonna fit into your whole foods diet. Now, I will even say I lost, I think it was like 10 to 15 pounds, like a month and a half, 2 months, maybe it was a little longer, maybe 2.5 months. But either way, some solid weight loss. I will say, I was training 6 days a week and doing cardio. I was doing a lot. So that's also why I lost a lot of weight pretty fast. But I was not doing this 100%. I was still eating foods that would not fit into a whole foods diet. I was still eating breads. What else was I eating? I was still using a lot of like additional sauces and things like that. Like I was not 100% doing this fully. And I still found it very easy for me to lose weight. So that's why I feel so like passionate about this, because I'm even keeping this now still. I'm still trying to eat mostly whole foods now that I'm bulking. But genuinely, I also just felt like I felt a little bit better and just had a little bit more energy, and I wouldn't crash as hard in the middle of the day. And I would notice that when I would eat meals, like occasionally I would go out to eat, and like a lot of the times that would tend to be for lunch, and I would kind of crash afterwards, or even just after eating certain meals, I would crash. And I've noticed since I've been eating a lot more whole foods, that when I do have those more processed or ultra processed foods, I do just crash. And for me personally, it can kill my energy levels. So if you notice that, there is a chance that it is that. And if you think about it, let's say you go read the label on one of these like ultra processed foods, I guarantee there will be things in there that you don't even know what they are. You literally have no clue what it is. It's not like a normal thing that we evolved eating. So that's why when you try and eat it, your body probably can't process it. It has no clue what it is. So that's another thing of why that could be one of the reasons that your energy levels are low. So just to go over a couple of the overall benefits of eating on a whole foods diet, one of the reasons it's easier too is that a lot of these foods have high satiety. So one thing I did forget to mention is when you're eating on this whole foods diet, make sure to prioritize protein, because that will make it so you're full at the end of your meals and you're not even gonna want any more. Like a really good example of this is a lot of times what I was doing for dinner was I would have a steak and then broccoli, that's it. And a lot of times if you go to a restaurant, they're gonna try and give you a carb with that as well, right? So I'd be making this at home, and there was a couple nights where I was like really craving like some garlic bread or maybe some pasta or whatever it was, right? And I'd be like, I'm only gonna eat it if I still want it after I eat. I would be full in the middle of eating my steak. I'd still usually push myself to finish it because it was really good, but like I wouldn't even want it again. So if you would just prioritize the protein, because when you're eating a whole steak, like there's a lot of protein in that, right? So proteins typically have high satiety. What is satiety? If I haven't already said it, it's basically just how full you are. So when you prioritize protein and you're eating a whole foods diet, a lot of times you're full and you don't even want those carbs. So a good rule of thumb or just like trick to get yourself to not eat the carbs is one, just don't have them if you can. Like when I'm at home, my mom buys chips, so there's chips in the house. When I'm at school, I don't buy chips. So I don't really ever crave them because they're just not here. Like it's not even something I think about. But like my example with like the garlic bread that I wanted, right? I was only gonna make it for myself if I was still hungry at the end of the meal. And I wasn't, so didn't have it. Also, as I said earlier, another one of the benefits is a lower caloric density. So if you think about it, like most of the foods I named are foods you would just consider as healthy, like fruits, veggies, good protein sources, beans, things like that. Like a lot of those are just considered healthy foods by most people, right? Why are they considered healthy? Most people, the average person, their understanding of healthy is really just calories. It's like, oh, does this have a lot of calories or not? If it's low in calories, it's healthy. If it's high in calories, it's not healthy. So in a sense, in some ways, especially for weight loss, that is somewhat true. Obviously, there's deeper levels to it, but if you're just trying to lose weight, you just need to eat low calorie. And a lot of these foods are lower calories. Literally, when I put it, because I came up with like my own list in my head, like the benefits of eating on a diet like this and why it's so much easier to lose weight. The third thing ChatGPT literally came up with was just fewer processed foods. The less processed foods you can eat, the easier it'll be to lose weight. Additionally, another thing it has is a better macronutrient balance, which is true. You'll likely be eating a more optimal amount of carbs, fats, and proteins. And the last thing, and honestly, this I never even thought about, but it's so true, is less mindless eating. When you're eating whole foods, I don't do that thing where you just like keep eating even though you're full. That it just doesn't happen when you're eating these whole foods. Also, a lot of them are things you have to make or do something to, but like I don't know the last time I just started mindlessly eating. It also helps that I don't have these things, but a lot of these foods you have to make. So like when you make your portion, that's all you eat. Like if I go to make a steak for just myself in my apartment, there's only one steak being made. Like I'm not gonna go have a second one. It's not like that. Whereas if you are making like a big thing of pasta, you're gonna go back for seconds. Like you're probably gonna have seconds, right? And that's just more calories. So overall, I feel like the biggest takeaway from this is if you can eat whole foods, one, you're just gonna be more full, so it makes it a lot easier to cut. And a lot of foods you're eating are just lower in calorie inherently because they're not as processed and things like that. So if you can, personally, I think this is by far the easiest diet to lose weight. For me, this was the easiest cut I've ever had. I didn't get like shredded, but that's because I never usually do that long. I was just kind of done with cutting and wanted to start bulking. But like I was still losing weight and I wasn't even really tracking at the end. I just kind of, because I'd been eating so similarly, I just kind of kept eating how I was and I just kept on losing weight. Like I wasn't even really trying to do it anymore. But yeah, please, if you're trying to lose weight, try out this diet. If you're not sure what whole foods are, just look them up. And if you're not sure, also just foods with really low levels of ingredients. Remember, as I said, you don't have to do this 100%. I was probably doing somewhere around not even the 80-20 rule. I was probably doing like the 70-30 rule, 60-40 rule. But just do something like that. I hope this will help you lose weight. If you know anyone else that this can help, send it to them. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll catch you next Sunday at 5 p.m. Catch you there.